We are Joint Measure, a small studio from Brazil that makes games that are retro experiences. I'm Thais, and this is Danilo.
I worked in games like Oniken and Odalus. Those are pixel retro games. And now I'm going to talk about our new game, Blazing Chrome. It's platform action games, run and guns, play action, not so much exploration, more action-oriented games. My direct inspirations are Contra, Hard Corps, for sure, Contra 3, Metal Slug series, like my favorite Metal Slug is Metal Slug 2 or X, it would be both the same, almost the same thing. Old sci-fi movies like The Terminator. The Terminator is a huge part of Blazing Chrome because you have the killing machines taking over the world after a nuclear war, so it's totally Terminator. Oniken has a lot of stuff from Mad Max, but Blazing Chrome is more Terminator. Some of the backgrounds I took inspiration from some very old pre-Metal Slug game the name was Gun Force 2. It was the same developer of Metal Slug, but it was an older game. Yeah, I still play a lot of those games. I still have the system, so when I kind of stress, I just put the game there and start to play, and it's really good. It's refreshing. It's something that I like to do, even to take inspiration for stuff I do, and for new stages, new mechanics, stuff like that.
It's during the end of the 90s and the beginning of the 2000s, it was seen as something retro, as something old, but it's not. It is a way of expression. It is a way of making art, drawings, pictures, of rendering pictures and animations in the smallest possible resolutions. So for me, that's what pixel art is a way of telling a story or showing an image or depicting something in the smallest amount of data possible.
It's not so much a choice, it's much what I can do, what I really like to do, and it's my specialty, I think. So yeah, it's I really like pixel art. I really like pixel art games, and I can't see myself doing other stuff than pixel art.
If you put your own limitations, you choose to abide to them, then you have to try to think on the most creative ways of doing the things that you wanted to do. And that's magical, in my opinion. And it's not only for art, it is for many other aspects of a game. Trying to code in a limited number of lines, trying to design the simplest system possible. Everything could be limited, but when you are the one setting the limit, it's a very interesting way to work.
Well, for the main character, I took some stuff from old animes and from stuff from movies like Terminator, Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley from Aliens. There's also similarities with Xena from Contra Hard Corps. Yeah, that's I really want to make a badass female character, like a gender swap Bill Riser from Contra. And the other character is Doyle. He's like a cyborg with bad attitude. He's a robot with like a mohawk hair, red mohawk, and he thinks he's a rocker. Yeah, that's it. Generally, I start my work directly in the pixel art because most of the stuff that you do sometimes in hands, you create a character with so much detail, and you cannot transfer that too well to pixel art because you have so low resolution. So I try to start on pixel art and try to make like 2, 3, 4 versions of the same characters and going to improve that, and finally I get to the final result.
I love Super Metroid, I love Yoshi's Island. I'm playing Dark Souls 2 now, and I'm loving the level design.
We have like the theme of the levels, like city level, forest level, stuff like that, train level, and we started to think, Yuri and I, we tried to brainstorm some ideas that can fit on that level, like, okay, we have a train level, what can be cool to put in the train level? So what about they go after the train with hover bikes? They like bandits, they like the guys who assault the train, who gets the train in old western movies.
Blazing Chrome is a fast-paced game, you have to go fast. And it's a linear game, you have only one path to go, differently from Dark Souls that you always have to explore the different paths. But in the same way, both games are not very forgiving, and that's something they have in common. So we have to deal with the same sort of loss feeling that the player in both games would feel. And we have to think about that on our level design as well.
For Blazing Chrome, we try to, like, for example, I was talking about stage 2. There's a train raid, and the main characters are trying to get into the train, like an old western movie, and we found that it would be cool to try to emulate that Ennio Morricone, like good, bad and ugly music. But also trying to continue using the Mega Drive samples and like the synthetic samples of the game, and try to emulate like old video game sound.
We are going to keep doing things because we like, and not because there is a big audience for them. We are not like a game studio that was created to make profit. We do this because we like to do this, and that's what we are going to keep doing.